So this year's theme is the future belongs to the doers. If you're not already doing digital, you're not in the game. Today's focus is on up your digital game from vision to execution. To get the most out of the day, I'm going to give you, you need to be in the right place at the right time. So I'm going to give you a quick orientation. So here's the map, and what you're going to be seeing here is that you're here in Kresge. You can see the tent. Across this way is the Student Center, and Kresge Little is downstairs. The number of breakouts are in the Stratton Student Center, which I said is just across the way here. And so this is a picture of the Stratton Student Center. The lunchtime breakouts and the other breakouts will be happening there. Sala de Puerto Rico is on the second floor. The mezzanine and 20 chimneys are on the third floor. And in the blue, you can see the various entrances. So it's a nice day, so you can probably just go up the steps in the front. So I want to point out that we have MIT, free Wi-Fi. It's MIT Guest. You're tweeting using hashtag MIT CIO. We have a nice program that's been printed, so feel free to pick that up, and there's a wealth of information in that. Our website is also a mobile website, so you can also see a number of what's going on with the panels and such just by going to www.mitcio.com. And finally, we're going to be using Sli.do for our Q&A. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about Sli.do. You can log on to Sli.do directly from the application, through your web browser, www.sli.do.com. The event number is the same as our hashtag, our Twitter hashtag, and so that is MIT CIO. And once you're there, you'll see that there's the different event platforms or topics are I believe we've finally organized them in alphabetical order. But when you get to a specific panel, just click on that particular panel, and that'll get you into Sli.do, and you'll be able to ask questions. So Sli.do has two functions primarily. One is to ask questions, and the other is to participate in a poll. And so if you're asking questions, so this is a time for everybody to go up and actually, go onto Sli.do, do some, ask some questions. This is sort of the experiment in the mock experience. So I am ready now to show my Sli.do questions. Guys in the back, time for my Sli.do questions. Okay, so we've got Join MIT, and so you can ask questions. So the top two questions are, is there an open bar during the Innovation Showcase? Yes, there is an open bar. I'm sorry to tell you it's restricted to beer and wine, but I'm sure you can enjoy that. And what's for lunch? That depends on what you pick. I do want to point out on your various tabs, on your name badge, there could be a dot, and that dot indicates, where you would go for lunch, what you originally signed up for lunch. All right, so I'm ready for my poll now. And so basically the poll is, what's the proper name for the Massachusetts? It is, I can see we have a number of people that are very familiar with this. It is officially the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So one of the few times that I watched Wheel of Fortune, one of the questions was involved Massachusetts, and they actually made the mistake of calling it the state of Massachusetts. I yelled at the TV, it didn't do me any good, but if any of you ever advance in your careers where you get to the point where you're picking the questions for Wheel of Fortune, or the phrases, then you know not to make this mistake. So you get a sense for how this works. So I can see that we've got 112, so you're getting into this. Good. So this is basically how it works. So I think we're done with the demo now. And so in addition to the demos, there's also a section within Sli.do where there's some PDFs. Some of them will be the complete presentation. My complete presentation is here. But so that's another use of Sli.do. I want to remind everyone that the Innovation Showcase is happening at 5:30. And, you know, so where is the open bar? It is at the Innovation Showcase. So one of our incentives to keep you to the end is beer and wine. That always is very effective for the students here at MIT. So I also want to point out during the Innovation Showcase, we will be doing a book signing. Our academic partners, a couple of our academic partners from CISR, Peter Weil and Stephanie Warner, just published a new book, What's Up? What's Your Digital Business Model? And so they will be doing a book signing in the tent during Innovation Showcase. And they will also be doing a fireside chat in about an hour or so. Okay. I also want to take an opportunity to thank a number of our sponsors, our diamond sponsors, our platinum sponsors, as well as our gold sponsors. Thank you all very much. Without sponsorship, the symposium would not be possible. So let me now introduce my co-chairs, George Westerman and Ray Chang. They're the co-chairs of the award. You guys want to come out on stage? Come on out. All right. Okay, yeah, all right. I was going to introduce the dean. I was going to have you up here with the dean, but that's okay. So it is my great pleasure to introduce David Schmittlein, the John C. Dean III. You know, I was going to worry about this. There's too much of the Watergate, analogies going on. And so I had a little bit of a slip there. It's the John C. Head, Third Dean of the MIT Sloan School of Management. And so since Dave has joined the Sloan School as dean nearly 11 years ago, he has focused on developing opportunities for the school's faculty, staff, students, and alumni that support the MIT Sloan's mission. Those are developing principled, innovative leaders who change the world, who improve the world, and to generating ideas that advance the practice of management. I hope today's symposium will help the dean and the school advance those goals. Dave will be joining me in introducing this year's MIT Sloan CIO Leadership Award finalists. Without further ado, let me introduce you to Dave.
Good morning. I had a moment of fear when Lindsey was showing the questions that had already come in to him. I was worried that the first one might well be, is there going to be a welcome again this year from the Dean, and why? Fortunately, that was not one of the questions, although it may be a question next year. You never know. I am Dave Schmittlein. It is an honor and a pleasure to be able to welcome you, and I have been happy to do that each year. The leaders of this symposium have been great partners of the MIT Sloan School and various parts of that school, the Center for Information Systems Research, the Initiative on the Digital Economy, the MIT Sloan Executive Education folks. This has been really a very nice collaborative effort, and the school and these various parts of the school are very happy and proud to be part of this. You don't need me to tell you how information technology is changing, how the role of the CIO is changing, and how quickly it's changing. I do hope and think that you will benefit from the speakers and panelists in that regard, though. I think it is a great set of speakers and panelists. I know that many of you are coming back to this event, having come in previous years. I know that some of you are here for the first time, and for those in particular, I hope this will become a regular part of your activity, something that you find valuable and stimulating. So without further ado, I am indeed pleased to do the very brief introduction of the MIT Sloan CIO Leadership Award. And that's an award that acknowledges leaders, of course, in the industry who have been able to create exceptional value for their organizations and for the world, but also able to drive innovation through their roles as CIO or information technology specialists. So they aren't just people who manage information technology, they're people who are leading their organizations into the future. And you know that's been a theme of this gathering for years in the past, and certainly for years to come. So if I might, what I'd like to do is ask Ray Chang to come out and do the heavy lifting, but the delightful lifting of telling you who the 4 finalists are for this award. Ray? I think Ray is going to come out this time. Here he comes.
Good morning, I'm Ray Chang. I'm the co-chair of this year's CIO Leadership Awards. I'd like the other co-chair, George Westerman, to come out and join us on stage.
Thanks for being here.
All right, so this year's first award finalist, it's my pleasure to announce this year's award finalists and the winner, of course. This year's first award finalist was unfortunately unable, was called away on business unexpectedly at the last second. His name is Akash Khurana. Do I need to push the button?
Yes.
I didn't practice the button. That's the laser. Push a button. Oh, the button that says go forward. Oh, now I've gone too far. I've messed this up, haven't I? All right, Akash Khurana is perfect. Akash Khurana is the Vice President and CIO, Chief Digital Officer of McDermott International. McDermott being a leading provider of engineering, construction, and installation services for the oil and gas industry. In just a few years, Akash and his team cleaned up an aging IT infrastructure, helped to define the way the company designs and manufactures its products, and now they are tackling the products themselves by embedding sensors into the thousands of parts in a big oil rig and creating digital twins that can help customers understand and manage their products better than ever before. So our first finalist, Akash Khurana. Our second finalist is good question. The buttons are being pushed. Okay, is Michael McCree, the Senior Vice President and CIO for Land O'Lakes. Mike, thank you. So the agriculture industry, I didn't write this joke, is fertile ground, not my joke, for digital innovation. Mike says his role is to be the primary person who challenges the status quo and makes the case for transformation. For example, he and his team have helped transform a small product distribution division into analytically powered advisors who help each farmer minimize costs and maximize yields for his or her specific situation. His catchphrase, every stalk is a sensor. So I think that's really awesome again. So congratulations, Mike. Our third finalist is Harmeen Mehta. Harmeen is the Global CIO and Chief Digital Officer for Bharti Airtel. Bharti Airtel is one of the world's top 3 largest mobile telephone companies in terms of subscribers. Harmeen was hired to insource a set of capabilities that had been outsourced for almost as long as the company had existed. After doing that successfully, she spearheaded a set of ambitious efforts to clean up a complex legacy environment, to radically transform customer experience, and most importantly, to launch a digital bank, all from a person who had never worked in telecom before. So Harmeen, congratulations. Our final finalist is Atifa Riazi. Atifa is the Assistant Secretary General for Information and Communications Technology and the Chief Information Technology Officer for the United Nations. When Atifa joined in 2013, she focused on completing a major ERP implementation, improving the capabilities of the IT unit. However, they soon adopted a much broader vision of how the IT unit can generate benefits. For example, Atifa and her team recently launched a series of collaborative problem-solving efforts working with universities, nonprofits, governments, and individuals to identify technology-based innovation to address the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. So all of the finalists will be at a lunchtime session in Sala. I hope if you've registered for that. So if you want to hear more about their accomplishments, please join us for that lunchtime breakout session. So with all our finalists introduced, it is now my pleasure to announce this year's winner. One second. So the winner of this year's CIO Leadership Award is Harmeen Mehta, Bharti Airtel. Okay.